Leo, your weekly love tarot reading begins with the Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, an Eight of Swords, and the Lover's card. Your person is coming in with a Six of Wands, a victory, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and Death. A lot of major arcana here. At the bottom of the deck, Leo, you have the Fool. So right away, a feeling of something new happening, something fresh. Yeah, and the Strong, that Fool is coming in strong at the bottom of the deck. You definitely, there's some adventure in your life that you're ready to sort of plunge right into. Let us see how that pans out for this connection. So let's go right into how you and your person come in this week or over this period of time, next couple of weeks. You, Three of Swords, them, a Six of Wands. There's a feeling of betrayal here. You have a feeling of being stabbed in the back, hurt, deceived. Something is going on here that's really, really hurt your heart. Your person coming in with a victory. So the energies are completely opposite, but let us see how this pans out. Okay. Let us see how this pans out, because that betrayal may indeed have something to do with someone else. Let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper for this connection. But your person definitely is riding high this week. They're feeling good about themselves. There is something that they feel very vindicated about, very publicly vindicated, judgment. And Seven of Cups. Well, it seems to me that, listen, you may indeed, this Three of Swords, I don't feel has anything to do with this connection. You may indeed be involved with someone, or you may have recently been, but there is a feeling of guilt here, a feeling, Leo, that maybe you did something. You're up to no good. You're the one who sort of caused this energy. So it may not indeed be you suffering from the betrayal, but you're suffering from the regret of the betrayal, because we have Judgment coming in, and that's a desire for forgiveness coming in strong. So you may have hurt this person in the past, Leo, okay? You may have hurt this person in the past. You may have really broken their heart, and something has gone on that has really made them feel sort of like, all right, see, told you not to break my heart. You know, and there's almost not retribution, but there's a karma being meted out right now that they see you getting, and you are aware of what you're getting. And you know why. And it's you know that you're reaping what you sowed here. So straight out the bat, Leo. Yeah, dealing with the love connection here. That kind of, that maybe you even destroyed this connection, and now you're realizing, oh my God. And that Seven of Cups there, I'm going to come back to that. I want to talk about how you guys see each other. You see them as a Five of Pentacles. They see you as a Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting because you see them, it almost feels as though you see them and you know that, right now you may not be doing very great, and you kind of feel like it's their fault. I think you feel like, they're the ones who've kind of brought you to this place. You kind of feel like, not their fault, it's your own fault, but it's because of them, sort of thing. They see you, they see Wheel of Fortune. I think also, before I go on to the Wheel of Fortune, Leo, I think that you thought that they were doing not so well. I think that for a while, you may have been okay with what you did, because you believed that that they were struggling, they weren't doing well, they probably weren't looking very good. And I think that you realize that's not true at all. We're going to go even further. But that Wheel of Fortune here, now let me come to this. Your person, listen, they had a lot of hopes for this connection that just did not pan out. I think they really put a lot into this in terms of wishing, hoping that it would work out, that things would, come together, and they just never have. Now, Wheel of Fortune is coming in when they see you. It almost feels to me like part of their victory here is that, despite the fact that they may have been hurt by you, you may have really deceived them, you may have cheated on them, all of those things, where they're at right now, they're in such a good place right now with that Six of Wands, that they look at their time with you, or their connection with you, as almost like something that was necessary and fated and destined. And were it not for this jacked up relationship with you, they wouldn't have found themselves where they're at right now. So this is definitely a situation, Leo, of your ex is doing a lot better without you and you kind of regretting the whole thing. Three of Cups, yes. Information is coming into you from friends. Yeah, definitely this is an ex and somebody you really, really regret losing. People are coming in, friends are coming in, you may be going out partying and stuff, and you're finding out about how great they're doing, you know. How wonderful they're doing, how great they look, you know, how, you know, like everything that you imagine them going through here, this whole like poverty part, you know, this whole, I want to say, perception that they were doing poorly is absolutely false. And that's really what's sending you in a bit of a tizzy. Your person is coming through with Queen of Swords. They are just bona fide, honest, and authentic right now. So it's not even like what you're finding out is like false or fake or they're playing games. No, your person is legitimately doing very, very well. They have a strong clarity right now about themselves and strength and confidence. And you're seeing all of this. How do you see your roles in this relationship? Eight of Swords for you and Hermit for them. Again, this really speaks to the separation here. Your person has decided to sort of move on with their own path, their own journey, and you see you see yourself in this relationship as being the victim, you know. I think that, you know, you're kind of in this connection, you've done some things that were not good, that were probably quite toxic and mean, definitely cheated, definitely, you know, brought some heavy toxicity in. And now that you're kind of realizing what you've done, you're still a little bit in that space of, well, it wasn't my fault, you know. You haven't completely taken ownership of what you've done here. You're smarting from it. You're definitely beginning to get some karmic payback from it. You know, you're definitely realizing you made a mistake, but you're not entirely ready to own your mistake. Page of Swords comes in for you. And an Ace of Swords for them. So yeah, there may be a little bit of clarity may come in. This is possible outcomes here for you and for your person. Clarity may indeed come in for you. There is a possibility that you kind of step up and begin to learn your lesson and begin to be a bit more honest with yourself. The minute you do that, the minute you step into that space, you have an opportunity with this person to reconcile. You have an opportunity to have a lover's connection again with them, because I do believe that this connection was very, very deep. But Leo, you were just such a flawed Leo at the time that it kind of, you know, you lost it and let it go. Your person, possible outcome. For your person, you know, there is a possibility, death being a full transformation, there is indeed a possibility for full transformation in this connection. As I said, for you, if you come with some kind of honesty and self-reflection. For them, also, Ace of Swords has to be brought in order for that to happen, which means a whole new way of communicating with them. You know, a whole new way of communicating, a level of honesty that brings answers. You know, you would have to bring some answers to them, some reason, you know, this is why I acted this way. This is why things went the way they went. Yes, you know, like answers, communication, honesty, all of that would have to come. A whole new sort of version of that, of yourself, would have to be brought to the table for them to be able to allow the change, enough of a change in this connection for you guys to come back together. Spirit of Gaia. Spider spirit and werewolf spirit. Spirit of Gaia, Mother Earth, family, creation. Spider spirit, fate, destiny, free will. Very strong energy coming off from that one. Yes, this is a fated connection, but the progress of this connection is really down to your free will. Werewolf spirit, wild, untamed desire. There is strong desire here. When I go back to that Fool at the bottom of the deck, there is also a strong desire for you to start all over again, to have an adventure with this person. But The only way you can do that is to be honest and to be fearless. And of course, what do we have? The tiger and the butterfly, animal spirits. The tiger is fire animal spirit and the strongest animal spirit for overcoming fear. Trusting your intuition, your instincts. Strong feminine spirit, strong fiery feminine, divine feminine spirit, intuitive spirit, psychic spirit. But more than anything, the tiger represents fear and our ability to overcome fear to get what we desire. Butterfly is air spirit, transformation. The butterfly reminds us that transformation is difficult and hard. It's not easy. It's hard. It takes us in spaces that are difficult to think about. And, you know, when we're going through a strong transformation, especially one that changes who we are as a person, we need to remember to surround ourselves with positive people, surround ourselves with friends who are true friends who will help us on that path. And so the butterfly is the animal spirit for transformation and supportive transformation by way of friendships and sort of reestablishing loyalties and trust. All right, guys. Leo, this is your weekly love tarot reading. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please go ahead and hit that like button. Consider subscribing or sharing my content. But that's it. For right now, I am going to say that I wish you love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you, Leo, your cross watchers, back here on my channel next Friday, Bow and Arrow Tarot, for your weekly love tarot. Bye-bye now.